Hello, mic check 1, 2, 3, 4. Getting ready for After GMS with all of our friends. Good morning and welcome to After GMS. Today is Thursday, the 3rd of February. I'm Tracy McCain here with Megan Malaris, and we have meteorologists Ed Matthews and Christian Morgan.
All right, we're going to be talking a lot about the latest with the Winston-Salem fire still burning at the Weaver fertilizer plant. Firefighters mentioned this morning the weather today is really going to be telling. It's helpful in that the rain's dropping on the fire and helping, slowly burn that out. But it's a hindrance because it's really going to make the air quality worse. Can you explain why?
Yeah, it's because a lot of what we talked about yesterday too, but also the fact that we have the rain, and I'll use a phrase that Ed used earlier, the frictional drag of the rain, or basically the rain falling, just kind of suppresses that smoke closer to the ground. We also have a temperature inversion again today where we have that layer of warm air just above the surface, and so it really kind of traps all of that smoke closer to the ground. And with extra cloud cover and with rain today, it'll take a while for that inversion to erode. So expect that smoke to be pretty thick closer to the ground. It's also helping to put out some of the fire, of course, which is creating a little bit more smoke as well. So air quality, of course, taking a hit again today in the Piedmont and especially closer to Winston-Salem and to that fire. As you take a live look right now in our Greensboro sky cam, take a look. I mean, it's just a soggy morning of weather. Temperatures in the low 40s right now, 41 in Greensboro, 42 in Winston-Salem, 41 down in Lexington, 46 in Asheboro, 45 in Burlington. Take a look at this. We have pretty steady light rain moving across the triad, but notice some pockets of orange and yellow. Those are those pockets of heavier rain that we have, and those will be with us as we go throughout the morning hours. Take a look at this big system. Big, slow-moving cold front. I mean, there is snow and ice from Texas all the way up to St. Louis, up into the Great Lakes region, up into the Northeast, all the way up into Canada as well. So this is a monstrous system. For us, though, we stay on the warmer, just plain liquid side of things. Yes, there are blobs falling from the sky that aren't frozen in the Piedmont, which really feels like a win to me over the last few weeks, doesn't it? We have a southeasterly wind today, which of course is pushing in some extra humidity, some extra moisture to work with, also is pushing in some of those warmer temperatures as well. So we get up close to 60 today, although it is a bit wet and a bit windy at times, especially as we go into this evening. And it'll take a while for that front to get by us, really up until tomorrow evening before the cold front crosses us. And then once it does, well, we start to dry things out and the cold air will start to build in. So today, tomorrow, plan on scattered rain at times, and some of that could be heavy, could even be a few rumbles of thunder early Friday morning with us. So keep that in mind, but keep the rain gear close by today and tomorrow as well. There's a little bit of a lull in the action. Some of that rain action could taper off a bit this evening, but it's back again by early Friday morning. I honestly think by dinner time on Friday, we're all said and done with this system, and we'll start to dry things out heading into Saturday. I'm going to show you a closer look at some of those wind gusts because really it's going to be a windy night of weather. So if you're a light sleeper, this may wake you up overnight and early Friday morning. Winds could gust around 30 miles per hour, maybe higher than that at times. Friday's still a windy day of weather, but the winds will relax a bit, of course, as we go into your Saturday. Still a bit of a breeze from time to time, though. So keep the rain gear handy today. It'll take us a while because of the rain, but eventually I think we get up close to 60 degrees this afternoon. Of course, that breeze is back with us, and of course, the air quality in the yellow moderate range for today because of the extra particles and extra pollutants because of that fire in Winston-Salem. At times yesterday, it was honestly even up into the orange and red categories, but the rain actually helps suppress some of that. So I think honestly by tomorrow, we should be back in that green or that good category for air quality. I will tell you this too, as we look ahead into the weekend, that chance for winter weather and an icy setup for Sunday is really trending down. It's not 100% over, but I would say it's all but gone pretty much as we look at new data last night and this morning. So it's very possible that Sunday could end up being a totally dry day of weather. regardless, the next 2 days are pretty wet and windy too at times. Low 60s for your Friday. We're back dry on Saturday with temperatures in the mid 40s, and Sunday shaping up now to be a drier day of weather with afternoon highs in the low 40s. We'll add in a 20% chance of a few showers Sunday evening and into Monday as well. But heading into the second week of February, it looks dry and chilly.
All right, we're continuing our live coverage of the Weaver fertilizer plant firefighters. Fires have been up against some challenges trying to put this out since it broke out on Monday night. Crews have not been able to get closer than about 300 feet to the building because of the dangerous chemicals on site that could spark an explosion.
Well, today the weather gives us some relief, but even some more hurdles to climb. In the 5:15 update early this morning, we learned the rain has both helped and hindered firefighting efforts. WFMY News 2's IT News Miller has more on the rain's impact as crews begin day 4 of fighting it.
Well, it's another day of wait and see. This rain is not helping fire crews get a good gauge on what this blaze looks like. They are not able to put their drones in the air because of the rain. So now they have to find another way to be able to surveillance the area. So they are now going to have their crews about 300 feet away from the scene to survey the damage and see just what this fire looks like. Now the crews are also going to be putting out hot spots close to the scene, and they will be able to review drone footage that they've gotten in the days past to get a better understanding of the layout and see the damage that has occurred. We do know that there are 5 buildings on this site and that most of those buildings have collapsed and are open to the rain. And that is the good news here, because the rain will put some water on the flames, and we are told that the fire has shrunk in size, but the risk for explosion is still possible.
Right now, we still do have a risk for explosion. As time goes by and as the fire gets smaller, the risk obviously does go down some, but there is still a risk. One of the big things is it's kind of held us up overnight was in the darkness. So as the sun comes up this morning, we will be able to make a better assessment as to our explosion risk.
And specialists from out of town are near the site. They have put air monitors and other equipment up to get a better idea of the types of gases that are on the site. Fire officials say that'll give them a better idea of when it'll be safe for them to go on property. There is no word for when folks will be able to return home, but fire officials say it could be another day or week before they can get on site.
Wake Forest University students are getting some extra time off this week because of the fire. Classes are canceled through tomorrow. Many of the students live within the evacuation zone. We talked to a senior who said she has been staying in a hotel since Monday night. Wake Forest does have shelters on campus available for students. North Hills Elementary School will stay remote today. That building is inside the 1-mile evacuation zone. Families can opt to bring their children to the education building on Bethania Station Road instead. Winston-Salem Forsyth County Schools posted these pictures from a makeshift classroom there yesterday. Staff at North Hills is there teaching lessons. Students even get breakfast and lunch provided. Bus pickup and drop off for those students is running as normal.
Well, the Weaver Company owns the fertilizer plant and is helping people impacted by the fire and the evacuation. The company says it's donating $100,000 to help reimburse agencies working with anyone who's been displaced. Well, the city says they will monitor what happens and give updates throughout the day. They could be limited to online updates or in-person news conferences. No matter how they provide the information, we'll stay on top of what develops today. Watch for updates on air and on WFMYnews2.com.
All right, let's get to our talker this morning already. Several of you weighing in on this. It seems like it's been a while since we've had a relatively quiet weekend in the Triad without snow, without sleet. Just some rain in the forecast today and tomorrow for now.
Yeah, I think that was 2021.
Yeah.
Okay, so yesterday the groundhog played some tricks on us, promising 6 more weeks of winter. And then our resident weather experts also warned about the possibility of a 4th weekend of snow or ice based on 2 totally different models. So this morning, an update. New information keeps the winter weather threat away from us right now. Is that right, Christian?
That is right. I'll say, a lot has changed, big changes really, in new data, that, golly, my southern accent came out right there. New data.
Golly,
new
that's
data.
data. I love it. Golly, that data looks real.
Sometimes I catch myself now. But we have new data that came out last night and this morning, and it's totally different than what we were looking at yesterday. And I'll tell you, this looks to be a little more of a southern trend and a little more of a drier trend, of course, which may mean that we stay totally dry on Sunday, and I would be fine with that.
Right, Ed Matthews, you know, you guys were talking about the Euro model. That's one, right?
Yeah.
And then there's another model. Is it what model is that?
Oh, yeah, we
the
got
Matthews model?
The spaghetti model.
Yeah, the spaghetti model.
The tortellini model.
Yeah, that's for hurricane season. But yes, indeed, you know, yeah, you've picked up some of the names of our models. We have so many that we look at, and our GFS model was the one that was really pretty emphatic about bringing winter weather to our part of the Piedmont on Sunday. Now that European model, which is a really good model, all of these models are really good when they're in agreement, which is almost never. And this was a case in point. The GFS, you know, showed that there was a real potential for some winter weather, and the European model said, no, 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 not so fast. Let's keep this suppressed south and east. So as weather forecasters, what we were looking to do, we had to put something in the 7-day for Sunday, just to let people know, hey, we're watching this. As a matter of fact, we actually put on the 7-day sometime watching, because that's exactly what we're doing. Waiting for the models to come in better agreement. Was the European going to start looking like the GFS? Now, if we would have seen that trend, you know, obviously our confidence level would build on the possibility of winter weather. But this go round, it went the other way. The GFS model started really backing off on any precipitation, or at least keeping the majority of it suppressed to our south. So it came in better agreement with the European model. But we have a stack of models that we look at, and we're happy when they're in agreement.
You know, it was so funny, you know, we always talk, especially this time of the year, we talk about these setups, and a lot of what Sunday depended on, especially earlier this week when we were looking, was a lot of the timing. You know, we're going to have cold air in here on Saturday, but it's going to start to kind of move away. It's not going to be super cold over the weekend. And so if the system were to come in Sunday morning, if this was looking more likely to be a thing, if it were to come in more, maybe so, say Sunday morning, it would have a better chance to be wintry because of being colder. But now, of course, that doesn't really look like the setup, and it really seems like, you know, the GFS model has really kind of come around to the thinking of the European. And so, especially in these winter type setups, it's so crucial to just kind of take it one at a time and play it easy, you know, not to put too much stock into one model or the other, because winter weather, again, we say it, I know we've had a lot, it seems like this past month and this season so far, but it takes a lot for us to really get a good winter weather setup in the Piedmont. So a lot of times there are more questions than there are answers, even at this point in the game.
Oh yes, so many more questions. And you know, hey, those of you who wanted a little winter weather on Sunday, I didn't want ice. Forget it, okay? Out of here already. If it looks like we're going to have a nice powdery snow like we've had recently, I'm really all for it. And I've enjoyed, I know this is hard to believe, I have enjoyed these little bouts of winter. Not too much snow that we're crippled and left inside for a week or anything like that. You know, 1-2 inches. Really A-okay with me, but those of you who still are hungry for more winter weather, i.e. snow, you know, winter's not over. You'll have more we'll have more situations where we're looking at model data trying to figure out how things are going to come together and play out. So, you know, winter definitely not over yet.
And thankfully, you know, we've only had one icy setup.
Yeah.
You know, and that was that Sunday earlier in the month. The past, you know, 2 weeks have been all snow. So that, of course, has been the good news out of both those systems.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got to tell you guys, it's nice to have a week off. I mean, not from work.
Tell us about it.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, you guys have been in the throes of it, I know. But it's just nice, even as someone who doesn't have to work in it, who is not excited about just the cleanup and the days that, your life is interrupted. It's just nice to have a normal weekend. I'm excited about, going on a date with my husband this weekend that we don't have to put off. It was your suggestion, actually.
I love it.
Yeah, Megan asked me the other day, when's the last time you and Duran went on a date? I'm like, oh, God.
Last time it didn't snow.
I don't know. So I went home and I said, you know what? Megan asked, and he's like, we should go on a date. So we're gonna do
This
it.
is your weekend.
Yes, and there's no weather threat, so not that it was on Friday, but I'm using it as a basis for the whole weekend. It kind of just sets it up,
Okay. Do you know what you're doing yet?
We are. We're going to a restaurant in downtown Greensboro.
Okay.
And I cannot remember the name of it because I haven't been there before. But I looked at the menu. It's top notch.
Nice.
Ooh.
Enjoy.
Thank you.
That'll be amazing.
It's about time. I don't think we've been on a date since Julian was here, and then probably about like 6 months before that.
Wow.
Yeah.
I get it.
It's time.
It's hard. Yes, it's hard. So with regard to snow this weekend,
That's the point.
we heard from Dana earlier. She said she wants snow because she had missed the last few snowstorms in the Triad. But then we heard from someone, I think it was Heather, I can't find the comment. She said that's a hard no for her. She doesn't want any more winter. So yeah, we'll have to see if we get any more snow in February. There's a long month to go.
There is.
A long winter to go.
There is.
A lot of people base what they think will happen based on the groundhog, right? But if you really look at the data, there really is about 6 more weeks, 4, 5, 6 more weeks of winter really left. And I'll tell you, looking back at the numbers, January and February are our 2 snowiest months. So I mean, it can still happen.
Can you say data again?
No.
Please. I think it's just that one word.
I think what happened was I was trying to talk too fast.
Just so I know.
What?
Just so I know that the word that you're trying to say.
Data?
Okay, there you go.
Oh, he didn't do it in his
yeah.
Ashboro way.
I loved it. So cute.
Data.
But yeah, we do have a few, more opportunities for snow for those who want it. I'm actually hoping that this ends it. This break just continues through spring, and March just welcomes in a grand new season, and we start to see more of these 60-degree days and maybe less rain so we can actually enjoy the temperatures. That's kind of my hope, and it is a long, long hope. I don't know if it's going to happen.
So winter has come in like a lion. You would like it to go out
like a lamb.
Like a lamb. I'm really excited about this rain that we're getting now. I did finally, wash my car, just went and sprayed it off at the local car wash. But I just got tired of seeing yucky roads and leftover black snow. It's not white anymore. The little bit that's left, and it's going away quickly today and tomorrow. It was just dirty. The streets are white from the brine that they've put down. And, all of that was helpful, but I'm ready for it to be washed away. So this rain, in many ways, and of course the fire in Winston-Salem, in terms of extinguishing the fire, that's a good thing. Unfortunately, maybe more of that smoke near the ground. So there's always a plus or minus to just about every situation.
Yeah, my son has been taking his little beach shovel outside every day, still trying to chip away at what's left. So he's going to be
still on the ground.
Yeah, he's going to be very disappointed today when that snow washes away. But I was surprised actually to wake up and hear that sound of rain on my rooftop this morning. It was really nice because we just haven't heard it in a while.
Yeah. I was actually thinking to myself as soon as I heard it, I'm like, wow, this is going to be really great for Winston-Salem with the firefighting efforts. And then hearing all the challenges it also presented them, I was like, oh, maybe it's not so great.
Yeah.
But, in terms of, wet and precipitation and, things that deficits, I mean, anytime we can get above average at this point is probably a good thing, because then we can just hold it until we get really dry in the summer, which typically happens.
Boy, it seems like we had really different feelings about what we saw and heard when we woke up. Y'all woke up and said, well, wow, look, it rained.
Yeah.
And I woke up and said, oh, good, we got it right.
That's it. I totally agree.
Too much pressure on
I
us.
was like, oh, good. We said that. Okay. All right. We're good.
And you know, Christian, and I know we've talked about this before, it's the same thing with snow.
Oh, yeah.
You know,
Even worse.
I mean, it's even worse. You've got so many pieces of the puzzle that have got to come together just right. Is it going to be all snow? Is it going to be a mixture of yuck? How much are we going to get? All of those questions we worked very hard to try to answer. So I remember the other day when it started snowing, I was doing one. It's like, it's snowing in the weather garden. I'm so happy.
Because what happens if you don't get it right?
We go into hiding for a while.
We do.
You go into hiding.
Like Phil.
Don't go to the grocery store.
Don't go to the grocery store.
Yeah. No, I think people are very understanding. I mean, yeah, you know, a lot of people make jokes about it, and we joke about it with people as well. You know, but, you know, I think if you look back at our track record, and I'm talking about all of the staff in our on our weather team, I think you would find that we're correct more often than we are wrong. And I'm not saying that for me. I'm talking about Christian and everybody else. But we do fairly good.
I mean, you're the most accurate weather team in the Triad the last 14 to 15 years.
We have been
verified.
rated that. Yeah.
It's been verified and
Yeah.
proven.
Yeah.
You do a great job.
Yeah, and I can't remember a time ever. So, just okay. All right, so let's take a look at our 7-day as we close out. Who's doing that? Ed Matthews, is that you?
That's me.
All
That's
right.
me. The 7-day, well, the umbrella getting a workout today. Scattered off and on showers. Could get a little break in the action late today, but it'll only ramp up again tonight and during the day tomorrow. Now, we're going to keep an eye on winds. Winds may gust up about 20-25 today, but tonight and tomorrow, maybe a 30-mile-per-hour wind gust as the front gets a little bit closer. And tomorrow, there could even be a rumble of thunder before the front moves on through. Now, it's going to be a slow mover. You know, we've already racked up 4/10 of an inch of rain out at PTI, and we could easily get upwards of an inch of rain before it tapers off on Friday evening. Loving these temperatures, near 60 today, low 60s tomorrow, and then, oh yeah, those temperatures drop behind that front. It'll be breezy and colder on Saturday, and 44 again. Latest model data that we've been looking at this morning. That's what we do during the commercial break, right? Yeah, we look at model data. The newest data says it's going to be dry on Sunday. So enjoy your weekend.
I think we do need to name a model after the team here that we have, the Matthews Morgan model.
Yeah,
I like that.
that
like it
would
too.
be an interesting model.
I'll
It would be a
submit it.
very correct model.
Who do I submit it to?
Give it to both of us and we'll look at it
Yeah.
and we'll give you our approval.
We'll submit it to the World Meteorological Organization.
That's it. Yeah.
And it will be approved.
I like it. Thanks so much for spending part of your morning here with us on After GMS. Always a pleasure talking to you on Facebook.
Yeah, we're going to run and get our coats because it's freezing in here, and we will see you guys tomorrow. Take care.
See you.